these early stages. Never troubling David De Gea with that curling effort from the edge of the penalty area, which has sailed over the top. Manchester United taking the goal kick. Shaw, it's out by De Gea to Luke Shaw. A touch from Rashford into Ericsson now, who finds Bruno Fernandes in the centre circle. Fernandes sprays it out to the right-hand side, and Elanga and Malacia combining. And then Fernandes swings in across first time. Marcus Rashford, who was in an offside position anyway, didn't really get hold of the ball, but I think he knew he was offside. Just went a little early. And this cross came in from Bruno Fernandes. Much in it. But, the ball has been given away again here by Fulham, and Bruno Fernandes has it on the right hand side, looking to get the cross in perhaps. Takes on Robinson, holds onto the ball and finds Malacia, plays it into the penalty area. Martial couldn't quite get it under control, and the ball will be dealt with now by Bernd Leno. Pushed back to him by Wilson. Leno picks it up and flings it out to the left-hand side for Robinson, who finds Willian, gives it back to Robinson. Those two combining really well in the early stages here. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Wilson. Wilson looking for the run of Pereira. He makes it into the penalty area, right-hand side. Slides in to try and keep the ball alive, and it was run back by Lisandro Martinez, who will now play the ball down the left-hand side for Christian Eriksen, who stumbles, and the ball is back with Fulham again. Carlos Vinicius out to Willian on the left-hand side of the penalty area, trying to take on the Manchester United defenders, and it's hacked downfield all the way to Bernd Leno. As Fulham pick it up again with Tim Ream. Back to Leno. So 15 yards or so outside of his penalty area. Flips the ball right-footed towards the right-hand side, looking for Wilson, who wins the header against Shaw, but can only find Lisandro Martinez. Played long over the top again from Manchester United, but too long for Elanga, easily gathered by Leno. He rolls it out quickly to Robinson. Now it's with Willian, and Kearney finds Willian again, making another run down that left. Gives it back to Kearney. Kearney slides it forward for Andreas Pereira. Now Palhinha out to the right hand side for Decordova-Reid. Wilson there in support, goes infield and finds Pereira. Pereira followed by Ericsson, keeps hold of the ball and then eventually finds Kearney. Plays it back to Tim Ream, still inside the Manchester United half. Rolls it out to the right hand side for Diop. Diop up to Pereira. Was he caught there by Luke Shaw? Referee says no. Ball won back by Shaw and then given away by Manchester United. So Fulham can go again. Right hand side with Decordova-Reid, looking to get the cross in here into the penalty area. Drives it across to Willian. First time touch, looking for Carlos Vinicius. Cleared by Manchester United, and now Elanga can break away down the right hand side. Up against Robinson, who is quick and gets back into a defensive position. Then a sliding challenge from Palhinha. Really strong tackle, but he won the ball cleanly, and Fulham reclaim possession inside their own half. And the ball now with Diop. Just wait, and eventually rolls it back to Bernd Leno, to Tim Ream. Ream plays it up to Willian, who lets it run cleverly and finds Carlos Vinicius, who's taking on Martinez, and looks like he might be able to beat him for pace as well. Down the left-hand side, looks to get the cross in, wins a throw. And again, that flank in particular is a real source of danger for Manchester United. Willian and Robinson, and occasionally Kearney and Vinicius as well, giving Manchester United a hard time. Now Andres Pereira has just gone down here for Fulham, holding his back. This would be a concern for them. I don't know whether it was just the coming together that's left him a little winded. He's back to his feet now. Final games in the Premier League. It's today before the World Cup gets underway, of course. Both of these sides will be desperate to pick up some points here. It's with the Pereira now driving into the penalty area, plays it across goal and saved by De Gea. Oh, and now is there going to be a penalty? There's no penalty, it's offside as Wilson goes down. Looked like he was fouled, but the flag was up anyway. And what an opportunity for Fulham. Great work by Pereira on the right-hand side. Fizzed the cross in low for Harry Wilson, who got his effort on target, but then flag did go up for offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Good save from David De Gea. Good play from Andreas Pereira. As David De Gea takes the free kick, launches it long. Paulinho with the header. Martinez competing for it with Carlos Vinicius, and it's tied up by Malacia. He goes back to his goalkeeper. David De Gea has it again, just round about level with the penalty spot here. 25 minutes have gone, and Manchester United still lead by that Christian Eriksen goal, scored after 14 minutes, his first for the club. Eriksen now clipping the ball over the top down the right-hand side, looking for Elanga, who he does find here, up against Anthony Robinson, down in the right-hand corner. As his team throw. Ball with Bruno Fernandes. Now Elanga. Bruno Fernandes again. Finds Rashford. No Casemiro for Manchester United. Haven't had a lot of the ball in the last 10 minutes or so. Ball comes out to the left now for Rashford once again. Looks to curl it into the penalty area. Bounces over Tim Ream and into the arms of Bernd Leno. Rolls it to Diop, just inside the Fulham penalty area. Diop playing it back to Leno. Now Tim Ream takes on Martial, gets past him, moves forward. Played into Willian again. Willian looking for the run on the right-hand side of Wilson and picks him out brilliantly. Wilson approaching the penalty area. Can he get onto his left foot to shoot? Wilson goes for goal, punched away by David De Gea. Really good effort from Wilson. Really good save by the Manchester United goalkeeper. And once again, some really good football from Fulham. David De Gea keeping the score at 1-0. As the ball is played out to the right-hand side for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes looking to switch the play now. Finding Rashford. Down by the byline on the left-hand side, up against Decordova-Reid. Goes back to Luke Shaw. Eriksen under a little bit of pressure. Does well. Can't quite find Rashford with the pass. Fulham win it back again. Decordova-Reid slipping the ball down the right-hand side. Lindelof has it covered. Plays the ball back to David De Gea. Returns the pass to Lindelof. He can take his time now, just bringing the ball forward to the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Gives it to Lisandro Martinez. An aggressive press just at this moment from Fulham. So Casemiro picks it up and pings the ball right-footed over the top of Elanga and bouncing away into the arms of Bernd Leno. It's picked up by Diop now. Plays it back to Leno once again. Tim Ream for Fulham. We feel a little hard done by being a goal down here. They've arguably had the better of things in the opening half hour or so. It's Christian Eriksen's goal that separates them at the moment, and now Martial leaves it for Fernandes. Martial into the penalty area, chance for a second. Good save by Leno, who was able to block the shot. It was still bouncing and rolling gradually towards the goal line. He managed to scramble the ball away to safety into his arms. Just got enough of a block on it to stop the ball rolling over the line, and then eventually grabbed it before anybody else could get there. And a big chance for Manchester United there to double their lead. And for all of Fulham's possession and pressure, particularly since the opening goal, it is very much a case of Manchester United having had the big chances, Could easily have been 2-0 up there. It remains 1-0, half an hour gone. At Craven Cottage, Tim Ream, a long ball over the top, looking for Carlos Vinicius, headed out of play by Lindelof for a throw-in on the left-hand side to Fulham. Throw-in which will be taken and finds Willian, and then Andres Pereira just couldn't play the ball forward. The attempted pass for Harry Wilson goes straight out of play for a throw into Manchester United. Ten Hag pleased with some aspects of the performance from Manchester United so far. Mostly pleased by the scoreline, no doubt. Fulham have a throw in now. Midway inside the Manchester United half. Headed towards the edge of the United penalty area by Palhinha, and it's tied up by Lindelof. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Elanga, who couldn't get the ball under control. Fulham get another throw-in, which has been taken quickly here. It's with Willian. Now Tim Ream, back by Palhinha to Diop, who's the furthest man back apart from Bernd Lehner for Fulham. He gives it to Ream on the halfway line, looking for the run of Anthony Robinson. Picks him out nicely. Robinson hooks the cross into the penalty area. De Gea comes and claims it comfortably. Well held by the Manchester United goalkeeper, and he bowls it out to the right-hand side, but the interception again from Fulham. Great play by Kearney, and now Willian gets away from Malacia into the penalty area, looking for the cross, headed away by Lisandro Martinez, and Fulham just can't find that final ball at the moment. Rashford was trying to break away. De Cordova-Reid fouled him, and there's going to be a yellow card for Bobby De Cordova-Reid, first booking of the game. Paul Tierney, the referee, and no doubt just fouled Rashford as Rashford looked to break away. But again, Fulham really threatening. There's a cross from Willian this time on the left-hand side that was headed away. And ultimately that led to the pullback from De Cordova-Reid on Rashford. And a yellow card for the Fulham fullback, who's only just come back from suspension. It remains 1-0 to Manchester United. Paul Tierney is having to go across and speak to Luis Belmonte, part of the coaching staff at Fulham. It's rather an angry reaction from Marco Silva, who's just been having a word with Marcus Rashford. Maybe a little bit careful, the Fulham head coach. So Lisandro Martinez plays the ball out to the right-hand side for his defensive partner Lindelof, who goes back to David De Gea. De Gea firing the ball out to the right-hand side, intercepted. Cordova-Reid had it. Now it's with Wilson again. Wilson trying to find a way through. Eriksson given away by Manchester United. Diop now winning it back for Fulham. Kearney plays it out to the left to the very influential Willian, taking on Malacia down that left-hand side. Willian, we're going to get the cross in, does get the cross in, headed away again by Lisandro Martinez. These crosses just aren't landing where Fulham would like them to, and the absence of Mitrovic, I think, is being felt here at Craven Cottage this afternoon. Mitrovic's aerial presence is something that would really have made a big difference in this game. The number of times that Fulham have been able to get into crossing positions so far in this game. Tim Ream has it now, gives it to Palhinha. Central position inside the Manchester United half. Plays it out to the right for De Cordova-Reid. Back to the halfway line for Diop. Diop holding on to it, finding Tim Ream. Ream plays it out to the left. Good ball as well to Anthony Robinson, taking it down that left-hand side. Plenty of pace from the Fulham fullback, and he skips past Fernandes and Malacia into the penalty area, and Malacia just recovers to make the challenge. It'll be a Fulham corner. Anthony Robinson again, so threatening on the break. Really has given Manchester United a torrid time down that left-hand side. Great combination between him and Willian. He was just lacking the final ball there, but he really did threaten to make something happen. To give Malacia huge credit for getting back and making the tackle. He had to get it right. Fulham have another corner. Scored 7 goals from corners this season, but of course without Mitrovic the threat is diminished as Willian strikes it on the volley and gets it all wrong and goes behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. And Willian was left unmarked on the edge of the penalty area. It's a tight angle when he actually came to make contact with the ball and just sliced it off the side of his right boot. And it was never really going to trouble David De Gea. Player of his ability though, Willian certainly capable of turning that into a goal scoring opportunity, but not on this occasion. And there are less than 10 minutes to go in the first half here. Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. Christian Eriksen's goal after 14 minutes. The difference between the two sides as things stand is headed forward towards Andreas Pereira for Fulham. He takes it down the right hand side, a little bit isolated here, takes on Martinez and beats him and gets the cross in as well. Casemiro there to help out defensively, and Manchester United then give it away. Bruno Fernandes with a little flick that really didn't come off, and Fulham can go again with Andreas Pereira on the right hand side, swings the cross in and put behind for another corner by Malacia, taking no chances there. And the pressure continues to build here for Fulham. Manchester United having to withstand it. It's been a really good performance from the home side. Scoreline perhaps a little harsh on them, although Manchester United have had a couple of really good opportunities in this game. But the vast majority of it has been played inside the Manchester United half. Fulham have been the dominant team. Can they make something happen from this corner? Tim Ream is up from the back. Andreas Pereira will take it, right-footed, in-swinger, headed away by Lisandro Martinez at the near post, picked up by Willian. Back to Andreas Pereira. Try and get the cross in now left-footed. It's a poor delivery and dealt with comfortably by Elanga. As Willian wins it back for Fulham. Back to Robinson on the halfway line. Turn and move forward here from Kearney up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's a poor layoff from Diop, which gave Manchester United the chance to break away. Diop trying to make amends, making the challenge, giving away a free kick. And Manchester United will get the restart here. And that is where their big danger lies when Fulham lose possession in the Manchester United half. Suddenly they're under enormous pressure. And Manchester United so dangerous on the break. The free kick has been taken now and it's played back to Lisandro Martinez on the halfway line. With an exchange of passes before he lifts one over the top, looking for Martial, easily gathered by Bernd Leno. Rolls it out to Tim Ream. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Leno goes long. Looking for Vinicius. Who's fighting for the ball with Lisandro Martinez. The ball up in the air, and Willian brought it down brilliantly. And is headed towards Vinicius now, tangling with Lindelof, who wins that particular battle, and De Gea launches it down towards the halfway line, where Tim Ream wins the header for Fulham. And Malacia picks it up under pressure from Willian. Goes back to Lindelof, who can only pass the ball straight out of play for a throw-in just inside the Manchester United half on the left-hand side for Fulham as they look to restart quickly. Fulham played the ball all the way back to Bernd Leno on the edge of the penalty area. Takes the ball forward. Under no pressure from the Manchester United players. Launches it up towards Willian. Vinicius loses control of the ball and it's picked up by Bruno Fernandes. Plays it out to Shaw. Takes it in his stride down the left-hand side. Checks back. And rolls it towards Bruno Fernandes again. Casemiro with the ball out wide to the right for Elanga. Elanga now trying to find a way into the penalty area. Finds instead Martial, who plays it out wide to Rashford. Had to pick up the speed there, Rashford, just to recover the ball. First time cross from Luke Shaw and headed over by Anthony Martial. Another decent opportunity for Manchester United. They've had such long spells of pressure to contain with, or to contain rather, and then just had 2 or 3 glorious chances to increase their lead. This time just headed over. Anthony Martial. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. The ball played out to Decordova-Reid on the right-hand side. He's got Harry Wilson to his left. Finds Wilson now. Wilson with the cross. It evades everybody and bounces out for a goal kick to Manchester United. Vinicius was the target again. This doesn't seem to be getting too much joy at the moment. Final ball from Fulham has just been lacking at times. As I say, the best chances of the game arguably have fallen to Manchester United. There have been 2 or 3 good chances for Fulham, and their overall play has been impressive. Manchester United with more shots on target. They've certainly had the better of the opportunities. That much is not really up for debate. Overall, Fulham probably feel that their efforts deserve a little bit more than they currently have, trailing by a goal to nil. Leno has it now, gives it to Tim Ream. Ream edging forward. For the ball over the top. Pereira wins the header. Almost wins the second one as well. It's going to be cleared away by Lindelof. And the header from Diop. Looking for Willian, who pushes over Elanga. And the referee happy for play to continue as it's Manchester United in possession. Casemiro finds Martial in the central position. Plays it out to Rashford into the penalty area on the left-hand side. Skips past a couple of challenges. Nearly falls for Malacia in a shooting position on the edge of the penalty area. And then Malacia, in an attempt to strike the ball on goal, has fouled his opponent. Manchester United away the free kick. Just a little over 2 minutes to go, plus stoppage time in this first half. The free kick is taken by Bernd Leno. Played back to him by Tim Ream. Ream again. To Robinson. Robinson plays it to Willian. Willian plays it back to Diop again on the edge of the Fulham penalty area. Into Pereira and then to Decordova-Reid. Manchester United win it back. Eriksson plays it out to the left-hand side. Marcus Rashford will try and keep this in play and does so. Now goes for the cross, right-footed into the penalty area, headed away by Ream. Kept alive here by Elanga. Now on the right-hand side for Manchester United. Gives it back to Malacia. To Fernandes, good challenge on the Fernandes by Paulinho, but it's back with Manchester United and then given away. Vinicius trying to hold it up for Fulham. Again, Manchester United win possession back, and they just seem to have slightly better control of the game at the moment. Looking to see out this first half now and hold on to this lead. Certainly been long periods in this first half where they've been under pressure. Just starting to look like they are a little more in control, a little more settled. So Malacia also back to David De Gea. And Manchester United have it now with Luke Shaw. Takes it over the halfway line, keeps driving forward. Great sliding challenge by Paulinho to win it back, but there was an earlier foul. The referee said he was playing advantage. Paulinho's not happy. It looked like there was a foul initially on Luke Shaw on the halfway line. He then did make a brilliant challenge. Initially, when Luke Shaw went past him, there was a tug from Paulinho. He then threw himself into the tackle, brilliantly winning the ball, but Paul Tierney pulling him back for a free kick. Marco Silva is unhappy. fourth official has certainly had his fair share of conversations in this first half with the Fulham manager as the ball is played up towards the edge of the penalty area, missed by Robinson, and Fernandes now looking to square the ball across the edge of the box, and then Christian Eriksen fires just wide, inches away from getting his second goal of the evening. And it would have given Manchester United a huge boost ahead of the half-time whistle. So close to doubling their advantage. And it would have been the same combination as it was for the opening goal. Fernandes with the ball across the penalty area. Eriksen arriving late. Just unable to stick it in that bottom corner, put it wide of the post. Huge relief for Fulham. Keeps them in the game. The second goal just before half-time would have been a huge blow for Erik ten Hag to deal his opposite number. So goal kick is taken short, and Diop launching it long up towards Vinicius, but there is the half-time whistle, and Christian Eriksen's goal is all that separates the two sides as we go into the interval. Manchester United have got themselves in front and created two or three really good opportunities. Martial and Eriksen have had chances to increase the lead. Fulham have played well for the most part in the opening 45, just lacking a bit of quality in the final third at the moment. It means that Manchester United have been able to take one of their chances, and they lead Fulham by 1-0 at half-time. Craven Cottage, where it is Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. As we prepare to get the second half underway. Christian Eriksen scoring the only goal of the game so far after 14 minutes in the first half. Manchester United with 2 or 3 really good opportunities in that opening 45 minutes, but Fulham playing pretty well for the vast majority of that first half, and they'll certainly feel that they are more than capable of creating the chances that could get them back into the game. It is Fulham who get things underway in the second half. No changes for either team in terms of the starting 11s. It's as you were for both Manchester United and Fulham. Just a reminder of those 2 starting lineups then. For Fulham, Leno in goal, a back 4 of Decordova-Reid, Diop, Ream and Robinson. Alinia and Kearney in the 2 in midfield. Behind Wilson, Andres Pereira and Willian, with Carlos Vinicius leading the line in the absence of Alexander Mitrovic. United start with David De Gea in goal, Malacia, Lindelof, Martinez and Shaw, the back 4. Casemiro and Eriksen, the midfield 2 behind Elanga, Fernandes and Rashford, with Anthony Martial playing up front. And that was how they started, Manchester United, and it's how they've come out for the second half as well. No changes for either side. And Manchester United have just conceded their first corner of the second half, with just over a minute gone in the second period. Eriksen's goal, the difference. Andres Pereira to take this corner from the left-hand side, swings it into the near post, not cleared by United, only as far as the edge of the penalty area. Kearney taking a swing at it, but sending the ball over the top. Tom Kearney captaining Fulham this evening, starting a Premier League game for the first time. He's played in all 15 games this season, but just 240 minutes of action in the Premier League over the course of 14 games prior to tonight, getting an opportunity with the absence of Harrison Reed, who's suspended, along with Kenny Tete, who's also unavailable. Manchester United naming just 8 substitutes on the bench, 2 of which are goalkeepers, Bishop and Dubravka. So a little short of numbers, the visiting side. Crucially, they lead here by a goal to 0. Christian Eriksen tapping in from close range, set up by Bruno Fernandes, making his 100th appearance for Manchester United in the Premier League this evening. As Fulham try and come forward here with the ball over the top for Wilson to chase. It is back with Manchester United. Come up the left-hand side with Bruno Fernandes with a ball into Elanga, who's into the penalty area, goes for goal. Good save by Leno. Follow-up from Marcus Rashford, and somehow Fulham keep it out. It will be a corner, but it looked for all the world as if Marcus Rashford was going to score there. What an opportunity. It's a wonderful ball from the left-hand side from Bruno Fernandes for Elanga. His effort was saved by Leno. And Rashford on the follow-up. It was just a little touch from Leno again to send the ball behind for a corner. Huge opportunity for Manchester United. Early in the second half, corner will be taken from the left-hand side by Eriksen, headed away by Carlos Vinicius. Shaw will play it back to Eriksen on the left. And now Martial gives it to Shaw. Now it's with Malacia. Back to Shaw again. He'll look to cross it from deep into the penalty area, headed away by Carlos Vinicius again. Flicked on by Kearney, won by Willian, who was a real threat in that first half for Fulham. And it's Manchester United here looking dangerous again. Bruno Fernandes just beaten to the ball by Anthony Robinson, who can only put it out of play for a throw. Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. With Malacia to take the throw in on the right hand side. 4 minutes into the second half. Gives it to Lindelof, who deflects the ball off Willian to win his side another throw in. Back with Malacia again. Plays it to Eriksen, centre of midfield. Out to the left hand side for Rashford. Rashford now gives it back to Eriksen. Sandro Martinez plays it out to the left-hand side. Shaw gives it to Rashford. Now it's with Casemiro into the edge of the penalty area. It's headed back by Martial to Bruno Fernandes. Malacia finding Elanga again. Now Rashford and Martial goes for goal from the edge of the penalty area. Well saved by Leno. Had a positive start to the second half from Manchester United. They've been the better side in the opening 5 minutes here. Much more positive, putting Fulham under much more pressure. Trying to get that second goal that would tighten their grip on this game. Anthony Robinson trying to break away for Fulham. Goes down, no foul according to Paul Tierney. Ball given away by Manchester United in midfield. It's back with Robinson again. Gives it to Willian on the halfway line. Down by the touchline. So he moves forward and slips the ball into the path of Kearney, who takes on Malacia. Still has it, Kearney, then just overruns it slightly. Just about keeps the ball in play down by the corner flag. Under pressure from Malacia. Eventually plays it back to Anthony Robinson. Now Palhinha back to Willian. And Kearney again. It's solid defending from Manchester United, preventing the space from opening up for Fulham on the left-hand side. This is played back into the centre circle for Diop, and now Tim Ream moves forward into the Manchester United half. Plays a crossfield pass, which is a good one as well, to Wilson. Inside the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. It's going to come for Vinicius on the turn. Good save from De Gea and headed behind for a corner. And Fulham's best chance for quite some time for Carlos Vinicius, who is denied at close range by David De Gea. It's well worked here from Fulham. Wilson involved in the build-up. His cross eventually finding its way to Vinicius, who was able to get the ball under control, turn and shoot. But the effort was blocked by Manchester United's goalkeeper. Corner's been taken short by Fulham. It's with Kearney now, who curls it towards the far post. And Tim Ream is there. Great header and a tremendous save from David De Gea. And Fulham responding well here after a good opening 5 minutes in the second half from Manchester United. Two big saves from David De Gea to keep the score at 1-0. Powerful header from Tim Ream from inside the 6-yard box. It was at De Gea, but it was good contact from the American defender. Now the corner comes in from Andreas Pereira. Still with Fulham. Kearney, on the edge of the penalty area, plays it out to the right for Pereira to hit the cross in, deflected behind by Bruno Fernandes. It'll be another Fulham corner from the right-hand side. And this is the kind of pressure that Fulham want to be putting Manchester United under at this stage. Andreas Pereira to take it again. Out-swinging, right-footed corner into the penalty area, headed away by Martinez. Falls for Kearney on the edge of the box. His effort is blocked, and now Manchester United looking to break away down the right-hand side with Rashford. Lots of space to run into. Fulham desperately trying to get back. Tim Ream is closest to him. Rashford into the penalty area, crosses it for Martial, who couldn't get a touch. And it's Andreas Pereira who picks it up for Fulham. And they survive that counter-attack from Manchester United. It's a really open game at the moment in the second half, as Fulham go chasing an equaliser. Kearney gives it to Andres Pereira. Fulham just slowing things down a little here to try and gain some control. It's with Tim Ream. Out to Robinson on the left-hand side. Plenty of speed to take on Malacia here. Almost gets past him. Sliding challenge from Malacia is just good enough to win the ball back briefly for Manchester United. It's going to fall to Bruno Fernandes, and the referee stopped play here because Marcus Rashford went up for the challenge and landed awkwardly, and he's holding his right shoulder in some discomfort here. He did fall really awkwardly as he went up for the ball. Kearney was underneath him, kind of took his legs away, and Marcus Rashford looking rather uncomfortable. We have break in play here after a couple of really good chances for Fulham in the last couple of minutes. Two big saves for David De Gea. Keep the score at 1-0 for Manchester United. Probably two of Fulham's best chances. They had lots of possession in that first half and lots of crossing opportunities, and Just seem to be lacking the final ball at times. And in the meantime, Manchester United are getting ready to make their first change. Anthony Elanga is making way for Scott McTominay. We might just see a slight tactical shift here for Manchester United. McTominay presumably will go and play in a more central position alongside Casemiro. He might leave Eriksen to play in a wider role. As Fulham win the ball back. It's with Willian on the left-hand side, cutting in, playing the ball to Palhinha. Now out to Diop. Diop finding Decordova-Reid. Given away by Wilson. It's with Martial for Manchester United. Now Eriksen. Gives it to Shaw. Rashford. It's a header from Tim Ream. It's going to fall to Bruno Fernandes, who has won it back again on the edge of the penalty area, but foul by McTominay has caused the referee to blow for a free kick to Fulham. Remains 1-0. Almost got themselves into a little bit of trouble on the edge of their own penalty area. It does look like Fulham might be contemplating a first change. Former Manchester United player Dan James warming up. Brought on here for Fulham as Shaw tries to slip the ball forward for McTominay. It's won back by Fulham. Kearney has it. Gives it to Palhinha. Now a chance for Decordova-Reid to stride forward. He's got support on the right-hand side from Andreas Pereira. Pereira looking for the cross. Good deep cross as well with Willian at the back post. It's headed behind for a corner by Malacia. And the pressure continues from Fulham's point of view. Certainly asking questions of Manchester United in the early stages of this second half. Opportunity for another set piece. Fulham has scored a fair number of goals from the set piece situations this season, although they are of course without Alexander Mitrovic, who would certainly add a real threat. Pereira's corner, back post, good header away by Anthony Martial. Sandro Martinez tangling with Tim Ream, looking to clear the ball. And he's put under pressure by Harry Wilson, who wins a throw-in for Fulham, and he takes the throw quickly to Decordova-Reid. Now it's with Kearney. And Ream gives it back to Kearney again. On the right-hand side for Fulham. Little 1-2 with Wilson, then the cross from Wilson. And somehow kept in play by Bruno Fernandes. Looked like it was going to go for a corner, and now Fernandes playing a through ball, which has been cut out by Leno. Marcus Rashford trying to run onto it. Leno was alert to it, got there quickly and cleared away the danger. It's a great ball by Bruno Fernandes, almost perfect for Rashford, who was going to win the race against the two Fulham defenders to get to the ball. And luckily for Fulham, their goalkeeper was alert. Got there and made the clearance. Dan James getting some instruction here from Marco Silva. It looks like he's going to take the place of Harry Wilson. One Welshman replacing another. It is Fulham's first change of the game. As Tim Ream tries to help the ball forward, flicked on by Pereira. Dan James with the first chance to run at the Manchester United defence, but it's won back by Luke Shaw. And now he finds Malacia. Helps it on to Fernandes. Looks like he's gone out to the right-hand side, Bruno Fernandes. McTominay going a little more central. Lindelof just seeing the ball out of play. It'll be a goal kick to Manchester United here. As we approach the hour mark. Manchester United leading by a single goal, which would take them to within 3 points of Tottenham, with the game in hand, getting into this break. 4 points behind Newcastle, the game in hand on them as well. Newcastle currently just 2 points behind Manchester City, who have played one game less, and 7 points behind league leaders Arsenal, who have a game in hand on them as well. Newcastle, the team currently occupying third place, and they'll be delighted with their season so far, turning into genuine top 4 contenders, it would seem. Manchester United will certainly be keen to prevent that from happening. Next round of Premier League fixtures is Boxing Day. As the ball is played out to the right-hand side for Bruno Fernandes, trying to keep it in play. It's won back by Robinson, who plays a lovely ball forward to Willian. Lots of space to run into and support ahead of him. Willian finding Kenny. Great ball across, and there's the equaliser for Fulham. And it's Dan James, the substitute and former Manchester United player. And for all their good play in this game, that is a goal that Fulham deserve. The equaliser coming just after the hour mark. And it was Bruno Fernandes losing possession that ultimately led to the equaliser. But such a swift break from Fulham. Robinson and Willian combining, as they have done so well throughout this game. There didn't look to be any danger on, but Fernandes losing the ball inside his own half, and Robinson playing it quickly up to Willian, who suddenly found himself in acres of space. Played the ball into Kearney, and he knocked the ball across the 6-yard box for Dan James to score from close range. What a moment for him. Former Manchester United player. It never really worked out for him at Old Trafford. It was a muted celebration, but he will be absolutely delighted with that goal just moments after coming on. Marco Silva's side are level. Thoroughly deserved as well, their overall play. Certainly deserving of an equalising goal. They created some good chances in this second half as well. Fulham now will feel they can go on and win this as well. Themselves a free kick just inside the Manchester United half. Free kick which is going to be taken by Andreas Pereira, another of the former Manchester United players. It's clipped into the penalty area. Malacia clears. Fulham have it back again. On the left-hand side with Willian. Anthony Robinson making a run. Those two have linked up brilliantly throughout this game. Fulham do give it away. And then Bruno Fernandes caught in possession on the edge of the penalty area. And Eriksson eventually tidies up for Manchester United. What a different feeling now about this game that Fulham have got their equaliser, and they could be in again here. Willian chasing the ball, trying to beat De Gea to it, and De Gea just about got there and puts it out of play for a throw. It will be taken by Robinson on the left-hand side, trying to link up with Kearney. Wasn't able to return the pass. Played out to the left-hand side for Marcus Rashford now. Tries to slip the ball forward to Martial. Fulham back in possession. Ball is with Tom Cairney. That goal for Dan James, incidentally, his first for the club in the Premier League, indeed in all competitions. He left Manchester United last year to join Leeds. 36 times in the Premier League last season. Sent out on loan to Fulham for the current campaign. That's possibly his best moment in a Fulham shirt so far. As Ream comes forward here, a lot of space to run into. It will fall for Willian on the left-hand side. Chance to get the cross in. Holds it up instead, gives it to Cairney. He does deliver a cross. Decent one in too from Cairney. And headed towards goal, but onto the roof of the net. Dan James again. Giving Manchester United a difficult time since coming on. Time for Manchester United in 2019 from Swansea City. 50 league games and 6 goals for Manchester United. In the 2 years that he was there. He's come back to score his first Fulham goal. And De Cordova-Reid has it for Fulham. Plays it up towards the halfway lines with Palhinha now, who clips it over the top of a couple of Manchester United players for Andreas Pereira. Pereira gives it to Palhinha, finds Willian. Willian now looking to clip the ball out to the right-hand side. Palhinha has it again. Manchester United wanted the free kick. The referee's stopping play because Marcus Rashford is down again. I think he's taken a blow to the head. He's had a few nasty knocks in this game, Marcus Rashford. It certainly hasn't been a particularly physical game. He's just been a little unlucky with the way he's fallen. Collisions. A couple of times he's hit his head. He had that nasty fall, looked like he'd hurt his shoulder earlier in this half as well. So a little break in play here. Pressure continues to build. Manchester United will be immensely frustrated if they don't take maximum points here. They're desperate to try and keep the pressure up on the sides above them in the league table. Recent form has been good. Defeat to Aston Villa last weekend was a setback. As it stands, look like picking up just a point here from one of the newly promoted sides, albeit a side that have been hugely impressive. Fulham will go to Crystal Palace on Boxing Day. That's their next league game. Manchester United host Nottingham Forest on the 27th of December. Both sides will be in action again then on New Year's Day. United away at Wolves. Fulham hosting Southampton. And here come Fulham now with De Cordova-Reid down the right-hand side. Plays it to Pereira, edge of the penalty area. Looks to return it to De Cordova-Reid. And Lindelof's slice clearance is now headed further away by Luke Shaw, preventing the corner, but gifting possession back to Fulham on the right-hand side. Palhinha now gives it to Cairney. Cairney out to the right on the touchline. Dan James closed down by Marcus Rashford, and Fulham have a throw-in. Throw-in which has been taken quickly. Palhinha has it. Certainly it doesn't look as though Fulham are intending to sit back and take the point here. They want to go and get the win. They've been the more positive side in this second half. Manchester United have barely tested Bernd Leno. And so Robinson finds Cairney. Plays it back to the Fulham goalkeeper. Leno just waiting for Martial to close him down before playing it out to De Cordova-Reid on the right-hand side. There's Pereira under pressure from Eriksson, and Manchester United win it back here with Martial. Clips it over the top, looking for Marcus Rashford, but overhit and straight into the arms of Leno again. Comes to nothing for Manchester United. Leno leaves the ball for Tim Ream on the edge of the penalty area. Strides forward, keeps moving, gets up close to the halfway line. before, almost running himself into trouble, but managed to get away from Bruno Fernandes, who lunged in to try and win the ball and gave away a free kick. I was not impressed with the referee's decision. Fulham take the free kick quickly, and it's going to be dealt with on the edge of the penalty area by Lisandro Martinez. Finds Casemiro. Looks to clip the ball over the top. Again, a rather aimless ball from Manchester United. Fulham seem to have pretty good control at the moment. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Over Reed on the right hand side, flicked on by Andreas Pereira, and a great run here from Dan James, who gets away from his man. Lindelof and Martinez desperately getting back to try and stop him, and eventually it's headed behind for a corner by Lindelof. Well, what a burst of pace from Dan James after a lovely little flick from Kearney. Managed to beat Lisandro Martinez initially, had to check back onto his left foot to get the cross in. And then Lindelof headed clear from inside the 6-yard box to concede another corner, which will be taken by Kearney here, left-footed from the left-hand side. Outswinger from the Fulham captain. Looks to deliver this now. High ball to the back post, headed by Tim Ream across goal. The overhead kick, well saved. Still might fall here for Fulham. Dan James with the effort. Pretty tame, pretty comfortable for David De Gea, who picks the ball up and tries to get Manchester United moving again on the counter-attack. But again, Fulham threatening. Palhinha it was with an overhead kick initially, blocked by De Gea, and then a tame effort from Dan James. It would have been spectacular from Palhinha. It was a fairly comfortable stop for De Gea, but he didn't catch the ball, and that left Manchester United in a little bit of danger. There's going to be a change now for Manchester United. And it's Anthony Martial who's going to make way for a young player who's really starting to capture the attention of Manchester United fans, the young Argentine Alejandro Garnacho. Can he provide a little spark here for Manchester United in the closing stages? We've got about 20 minutes or so, including stoppage time, to try and get some control back in this game. At the moment, you have to say, Fulham, the more likely team to go on and win this. As Palhinha hooks it forward. Andreas Pereira trying to put some pressure on Lisandro Martinez, who copes well. May have been fouled there as well by Andreas Pereira. And the referee does give a free kick. Manchester United players not taking too kindly to the foul committed there by their former teammate. A long spell, of course, with Manchester United. Never really managed to break into the first team on a regular basis. The Brazilian, so still only 26 years old, but he was at Manchester United for 8 years, from making his senior debut to leaving the club in 2022 when he joined Fulham. Had lots of loan spells: Granada, Valencia, Lazio, Flamengo. 45 league appearances for Manchester United over those 8 years. He actually joined them in 2011, so he was there over a decade in total. Joined at the age of 15. Age of 16, I should say. Turned 27 on New Year's Day. Ball won back here by Fulham. There's Pereira in the centre of midfield. So strong tackle by Lisandro Martinez that wins the ball back for Manchester United, and Casemiro striding forward. Finds Garnacho out on the left, taking on Decordova-Reid, going down inside the penalty area. Referee Paul Tierney having a long look at it and waving away the claims. There'll be a VAR check, of course. And Manchester United continue. And Bruno Fernandes going for the long-range effort. It's a good block by Kearney, and the referee's just going to stop play here because presumably they are going to be checking for a possible penalty here. It's a fairly dramatic fall to the ground from Garnacho as Decordova-Reid stepped in to make the challenge. It's a little bit of a tangle of legs. It looked like a 50-50 more than anything else, and no penalty is the decision as Manchester United get play moving again. 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. All at Craven Cottage. Eriksson playing the ball out to the left-hand side for Garnacho. Here he comes again, taking on Decordova-Reid. 3 Fulham players around him, and they eventually managed to stop him. He looks lively. He looks like he could make a difference for Manchester United, but now Pereira looking to break away down the right-hand side. Great challenge by Lisandro Martinez. He was there in a flash to make sure that he snuffed out the danger. Andreas Pereira was threatening to break away for Fulham down that right-hand side, and there wasn't much cover behind Pereira. He had to get that right. Lisandro Martinez was been impressing. More and more over the course of the season, becoming a really key figure in this Manchester United team under Erik ten Hag. Tim Ream with the header, flicked on by Decordova-Reid. Fulham find themselves on the edge of the penalty area now with Dan James trying to find Willian, couldn't quite do it, and Bruno Fernandes comes away with the ball for Manchester United. McTominay is challenged by Palhinha, and Palhinha actually slid in and made the challenge, but the ball struck his arm. It's going to be a free kick. The Manchester United players would like a yellow card. I don't think it was a yellow card at all. Paul Tierney seems to take that same view as well. He's been outstanding in the centre of defence. Joao Palhinha, centre midfield I should say, just protecting that back four. Broken up a lot of the potential Manchester United attacks. So the ball is played to Garnacho, and now Luke Shaw. Garnacho skips away from a challenge and plays it back to Lisandro Martinez. Now it's with Christian Eriksen inside the centre circle. Leaves it for Lindelof and plays it out to the right for Casemiro. Back to Lindelof again. Still Manchester United haven't really threatened since that equalising goal from Dan James, who has the ball now down the right-hand side, charging towards the Manchester United penalty area. Looking to take on Lisandro Martinez, gets a cross in, and Lindelof gets there ahead of Carlos Vinicius, and it goes out of play for a throw. And Dan James has made a big difference since coming on. Fulham continue to look threatening. Throw-in taken by Decordova-Reid. Now Andreas Pereira looking to get the cross in. Plays it in low. Bounces off Luke Shaw and goes out for a throw-in. Throw-in which will be taken by Decordova-Reid. 7 or 8 yards from the corner flag. On that right-hand side, it's back to Pereira. Pereira for Decordova-Reid. Gets past Shaw. He's fouled. And it will be a free kick to Fulham. Luke Shaw protesting his innocence. Decordova-Reid was able to flick the ball past him, and then Shaw ran into him. Smart play from Decordova-Reid because he didn't really have anywhere to go. He's won the free kick in a really good position. Andreas Pereira will take it. Tim Ream up from the back. Joao Palhinha's in there as well. Carlos Vinicius, Diop. All hoping to get on the end of this Pereira free kick. In it comes. Free header for Palhinha. And I don't think he realised just how much space and time he had. Seemed to rush the header. Got underneath it. Sails over the bar. And it That was Malacia who seemed to be marking him and just let him run away. He was left in acres of space. Just couldn't find the connection that he was looking for, but that is a let-off for Manchester United. 10 minutes to go. Still 1-1. Luke Shaw has it, under pressure. Looking for Eriksson. Eriksson hacked to the ground by Andreas Pereira. It'll be a free kick to Manchester United. Fulham, really good value for their goal in this second half. You'd have to say, probably on the balance of play, the more likely of the two teams to find a winning goal in these closing stages. Ball knocked out of play by Andreas Pereira here, and it will be a Manchester United throw. Just been taken now, and Manchester United on the move just inside their own half with Sandro Martinez. Plays it long forward for Bruno Fernandes. Looks to get the cross in perhaps. Beats Willian, and then it's a crossfield ball out to Garnacho. Plays it first time across the edge of the penalty area. Cleared by João Palhinha. Sandro Martinez winning the ball back, getting it under control, finding Casemiro. And the challenge from Palhinha on Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw gets up and delivers a good cross into the penalty area, and Fernandes keeps it in play. Tries to cross it himself and puts it out of play for a goal kick to Fulham. It just hasn't quite been Bruno Fernandes' day. He played pretty well in the first half, set up the goal, nearly set up a second for Christian Eriksen as well. But he was the man who gave away the ball to Anthony Robinson in a move that ultimately led to Dan James' equaliser for Fulham. Poor goal from Manchester United's point of view. He gave the ball away deep in Fulham territory, and there was just no way that Manchester United will feel they should concede from that sort of situation. There was no cover down that left-hand side. Malacia left completely exposed. Fulham took full advantage. And what is that goal going to mean in the context of this game? Manchester United trying to find a way through now with Alejandro Garnacho. Plays it out to the left for Luke Shaw. Gets to the byline and gets the cross in, and the header from McTominay is over the top. It's a really big chance for Manchester United, and Scott McTominay will feel he should have done better with his header on the edge of the 6-yard box. It was Garnacho initially got hold of the ball on the left-hand side, played it to Luke Shaw, who got himself into a great crossing position. Good ball in, right to the centre of the penalty area, on the edge of the 6-yard box. It went over Tim Ream. McTominay rising, but didn't quite get his head over the ball. And the header flew over the bar. Big let-off for Fulham. It would have been a cruel blow. As I say, their performance overall, you would feel probably merits at least a point. They will still feel they can maybe get more. Pereira laying the ball off, looking for Dan James. He doesn't quite get there. 2 or 3 players coming together. The foul is given the way of Manchester United. The free kick from just inside their own half. Manchester United, as things stand, would stay in 5th place, which is where they're going to stay anyway, regardless of what happens here. But they would be 5 points behind Spurs with the game in hand, and 6 points behind Newcastle. We've also played one more than Erik ten Hag's team. 2 points clear of Liverpool, 3 points clear of Brighton and Chelsea. Level on 21 points each. All of those teams have played 14 games. Fulham would move on to 20 points from 15. Very respectable for the newly promoted side. We've spent the last 5 years going up and down between the Championship and the Premier League. It does feel like this year they've got a very, very strong chance of staying in the division. Performances like this afternoon's are certainly going to help more than living with Manchester United in this game. They will perhaps feel playing with a slightly better team. And there is still time for them to find a winner here. The ball with Andreas Pereira. Plays it back for Decordova-Reid. Now with Palhinha. Tim Ream. to the left-hand side for Anthony Robinson. Another chance for him to run at Manchester United. Leaves it for Willian. Those two have linked up so well throughout the game. Willian holding off the challenges, playing it back to Tim Ream, who takes no chances here and goes back to Bernd Leno. He launches it long, straight to Lindelof. Forward by Martinez to Shaw on the halfway line. Goes for the ball over the top. It's a decent one. Finds Rashford, who tries to get the ball under control. Brilliant recovery challenge from Palhinha, who then wins the free kick for a foul by Casemiro. Absolutely outstanding from João Palhinha. And it will be a free kick to Fulham. And he has been absolutely outstanding this afternoon for Fulham in that defensive midfield position. Portuguese midfielder, another of the new signings, signed from Sporting in the summer. Scored a couple of goals for Fulham in the league already. It's been his defensive displays that have been so impressive. 15 caps for Portugal as well, for making his debut in 2021. Bit of a latecomer to the Portuguese national team. He's 27 years old. Loan spells with Belenenses and Braga over the last few years. It looks to be a really key part of this Marco Silva Fulham team. Certainly played his part this evening. And there are 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining for Fulham. So either hold on for a draw or grab a winner. As the ball falls to McTominay on the edge of the penalty area. Got his header on target this time. He was a long way out. He's ambitious to try and score with a header from that kind of position. He's certainly been involved since coming on, Scott McTominay. The ball now in the arms of Bernd Leno. Roll it out to Diop on the right-hand side of the Fulham penalty area. Back to Leno again. Gives it to Tim Ream. Ream again, playing the ball back to Leno. Fighting the pressure here from Manchester United. Leno plays it out to the right-hand side and deckled over Reed. Able to keep it in play, got a head to it. It's out for a throw, which has been taken by Manchester United. Sandro Martinez now with the ball on the halfway line. Brilliant interception again from João Palhinha, and Dan James is on his way and he's using his pace to get past Martinez, and it's a great cross, but just dealt with by Lindelof, sliding in to deny Fulham what would have been a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Brilliant tackle, or brilliant interception rather, from Lindelof. It would have been a tap-in for Carlos Vinicius, who's been patient, been waiting for his moment in this game, and it almost came for him there. Could easily have been the match winner. Electric pace from Dan James down the right-hand side for Fulham, giving Manchester United all kinds of difficulty. Now Andreas Pereira to take the corner, outswinger in towards Diop, who got something on it, but Bruno Fernandes clears long for Manchester United. Up towards the halfway line, headed into the air by Robinson. Eriksson underneath it. He gets his head to it. Robinson steps in again and wins it back for Fulham. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Andreas Pereira. Delivers a cross early. Lindelof gets a head to it. Could still fall for Vinicius. Good play from Malacia for Manchester United. And now McTominay takes it away for the visiting team. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Good ball to Garnacho, the teenager. Looking to take on Fulham here. Plays it back to McTominay. Out to the right-hand side. Casemiro for Manchester United. Clips it into the box with his left foot. Ream with a header. It's fallen for Fernandes. Heads it across goal. Nobody there to apply a finishing touch. And Bernd Leno can gather the ball for Fulham and settle things down once more for the home side as we enter the final minute of the 90. It's Fulham 1, Manchester United 1. Still time for a winner to be found here. Leno with the ball in his hands, not rushing. We'll find out shortly just how much additional time is going to be added on here. Leno launching it long this time. It's going to fall for Kearney. Now it's with Willian on the left-hand side. Just holds onto the ball and waits for support to arrive. Willian still has it, coming in field for forced back a little bit, and he gives it to Tim Ream just inside the Fulham half. Andreas Pereira is down, so the referee has stopped play. Pereira holding his face. Marcus Rashford standing over him as well. Two players who know each other pretty well, having spent a lot of time together at Manchester United. It's just an accidental coming together, I think, between Rashford and Pereira. There's certainly nothing in it, nothing that needs further action taken by the referee. Pereira back on his feet, holding his jaw. I think he literally just walked past Rashford, and Rashford's shoulder barged into him. Fulham now just a couple of minutes away from picking up a pretty decent point. They might feel slightly disappointed that they haven't been able to take more, unless there is going to be some late drama here. 3 minutes have been signalled by the fourth official. There may be a little bit more than that, because we've had about a minute and a half or so of delays here since Andres Pereira went down. Josh Onoma's just come on. And the closing stages here for Fulham, taking the place of Tom Kearney. As the ball is back in play now, Fulham have it with Bernd Leno, the edge of the penalty area, launching it long into the Manchester United half. Slight mix-up, and it's dealt with by Lindelof. Loose ball in the midfield, picked up by Casemiro, but a good challenge there by Onoma. And the cross from Vinicius, Onoma couldn't get to it. And Luke Shaw tidies up for Manchester United. Lisandro Martinez now. And Luke Shaw plays it forward for Casemiro. Minutes of stoppage time left. There might be a little more added, as I mentioned, but not much time here for either of these sides to find a winner. Garnacho looking for the return pass here, and he's done well, gets a shot away and scores for Manchester United in the dying moments. Alejandro Garnacho, the substitute, with a last-minute winner for Erik ten Hag's team, and it came from nowhere. They haven't looked like scoring in this second half, but it's another cruel late goal for Marco Silva and Fulham. It was a late penalty against Manchester City last weekend, and it's a late goal for the new young star of Manchester United, Alejandro Garnacho, the 18-year-old, scoring his first ever Premier League goal. What a moment for him. What a goal that is for Manchester United. Incredible late drama. And Garnacho, for him. What a goal that is for Manchester United. Incredible late drama. And Garnacho celebrating what is going to be a huge moment for him. Argentina under-20 international, who did really well to get onto the pass from Eriksen. It was a 1-2, and he really didn't look like the favourite to get there. Somehow did, and the finish, so cool under pressure, sliding it into the bottom corner, across the face of goal, beats Bernd Leno, and breaks Fulham hearts. Fabulous finish from a young player we'll be seeing a lot of in the future. He is the match winner as the referee blows for full time. Incredible drama late on, and Alejandro Garnacho has just experienced a moment that he will never ever forget. Fulham have been excellent. It's a harsh result on Marco Silva and his team. They fell behind in the first half. Christian Eriksen with the goal after 14 minutes. The equaliser coming from Dan James just minutes after coming on as a substitute against his former club. But a late winner for Alejandro Garnacho, who is the toast of Manchester. Incredible drama. Almost with the last kick of the game. Garnacho scoring the winner. And Manchester United have beaten Fulham at Craven Cottage by 2-1.